he's right. Yeah, I couldn't call it that name because people would have been laughing. The original name of Black was Mike Fright. Yeah, and Robert's like, yeah, people are going to laugh at that thing. You can't call it Mike Fright. I go, no, that's a good name. But no, we're calling it Black. It's very simple, Black. Fear is very, you have to give it something simple, something, what's the word I'm looking for? The essence name. So Black was born, and the fear chamber sprung a leak. It had the sludge allowed for fear to creep into our world. A little sidebar note about the creation of how we built it. We had three actually. Rob Hall is a special effects. Oh yes, sorry.
Thank you. Pues dice que querían encarnar el miedo, que pensaban en eso, en un personaje que encarnase el miedo. Y pensaron en eso, que quería hacer como el origen del mal. Boogeyman, quería el Boogeyman de Boogeyman. Y pensaban en llamarlo pues Mike Fright, pero Robert dijo, no puede ser, ese nombre no asusta, no es la esencia. Y pensaron pues eso, en algo simple, en algo que captase la esencia del mal, y lo dejaron en Black. Así que es con la intención de encarnar el propio mal, de hacerlo palpable, visible en físico, pues surgió este personaje. Iba a contar una historia paralela sobre la cámara de miedo. Sobre la cámara de un chamber.
What?
The fear chamber.
Oh, fear chamber, yeah. Talk about the fear chamber?
This story you had about the creation of Black and stuff, you were about to tell us a side story.
Oh yeah, side story, and then I'll talk about the fear chamber as well. All these fear stories. So much fun making this. It took a lot of time. I could also say that I'll get to this story, and then one more quick story. We approached Robert Kurtzman, Bob Kurtzman, special effects guru, genius, and he agreed to do the film. Bob Kurtzman's, he's prosthetics. He specializes in transforming physical people into something else. We didn't know how to build Black necessarily. Even though we had $1.8 million, it's not very much money for this. We were really ambitious for this movie. Everyone was really nervous. Everyone, because Robert Hall and I, very ambitious. Robert more ambitious than me. And I used to say to him, how are we going to create this thing? We have $1.8 million, barely enough money to make a simple film as it is. The actors, they've got to pay people. Nobody's going to work for free. And I could tell Robert was a little nervous about it. So he was driving in Los Angeles, and he happened to go to this gas station. I was at his. Am I talking too fast?
No, I think I'm right.
He and I were talking at his studio, right? Special effects studio. And, because Robert Hall did the Crazies, he did a lot of films. And he bumped into, at the gas station when he was getting gas, he bumped into Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson did Predator, created Predator. And he also did The Abyss. And he'd been missing for about 8 years, like gone, MIA, missing. And it turns out he'd been living in Costa Rica because he got fired. He did Where the Wild Things Are, the creatures, the beasts, but they fired him from it, and he went to Costa Rica with his girlfriend. 8 years, nobody had seen him, and he happened to just be back in town for like maybe a month. And Robert, they're good friends. He bumped into him at the gas station, the filling station, and Robert goes, "We need somebody to design this creature." Just ask him, "Yeah, help us build this creature." black. And Steve goes, what the hell, I'm not working. You know, Steve Johnson's like you pay that guy $1 million to design a creature. People pay him millions to do Predator. And he goes, what the hell? So, you know, we flew him to Ohio with us. Literally the next day he was on the plane with us. It's just bumming into the gas station. And he asked us, you know, on the plane, literally, we haven't had the creature done yet almost. It wasn't even done when we were starting production. You know, like literally we had 2 weeks to build this thing. And Steve Johnson now, of course, genius, amazing. Steve Johnson's amazing. And he goes, so, you know, who's going to write me this? You know, I need like $100,000, $200,000 to do this. And he goes, how much money do you have for this creature? And we said about 17,000. And his jaw just went like this. He's like, what did I get myself into? You know? So he built this creature out of black Ziploc bags, big garbage bags. He built a creature out of that. And, you know, in the hands of a genius, he had his heat gun, and he sculpted these black plastic bags into a costume, right? And he created these small holes in the plastic bags, and we had one girl, all dressed in green screen girl, following behind the creature, a black creature, and it would inflate this thing. The creature, the plastic bags would be going this way, like undulating. And we had 17 people behind the vacuum, creeping along on the floor, blowing into straw, you know, tubes, to give these small pockets to inflate them. So at the very end of the film, when this attacking, there are 12 puppeteers lying on the ground, like crisscross on top of each other, lying flat, blowing into this creature. Yeah, to get it to move. So we did it. Steve Johnson created this thing. It kept springing holes. Steve Johnson, I've got him on video. He gets very excited. He starts jumping around. He's what the hell? It's working. He gets like he's like a little boy. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to write a book.
No sé si me quedé mucho con el proceso del final, pero alright. Bueno, pues dice que no sabían cómo crear a este personaje de Black.